Okay, in this video, I want to talk about how to use the vertical grow tomato cage to grow cherry tomatoes. They don't really need to be pruned as much. They don't benefit really from pruning like the big slicing tomatoes do. So anyway, we have our vertical grow tomato cage here. We have our cherry tomato. You can see it's sprawling and rangy. It's already grown and flopped out of these big open panels here. I left it like this so it would become like this so I could do a good demonstration. So with this cherry tomato, really you just want to tuck it in here, or even before it gets to this point, you can tie your horizontal supports that we talked about in an earlier video. So anyway, we'll get it all tucked in here where it's coming out, and it doesn't all even necessarily have to be inside the cage. It's going to really be a rambunctious plant, so even if you tie quite a few horizontal supports with your twine, it's still going to kind of grow out, or it could. So anyway, let's try to stuff this thing back in there for now, and we'll do that, and then I'll keep that one out. So anyway, and then I'll just quickly show you that we can, again, we did this in an earlier video, but now we'll do it with an actual tomato. We'll tie some horizontal supports, some horizontal triangles. Okay, so did before, we learned that we like to, easier to cut off a longer string. So do that. Okay, now we'll come around here. Oh, sorry, ornamental plants. Okay. You can tuck this in even, leave it out a little, just as needed. I probably let this go a little more than I should for what I felt were demonstration purposes. Hopefully you'll get the idea here though. And then we have, you don't have to be too precise with it. I like to be if I can, but so there we have our one horizontal support. And again, with a cherry tomato, you know, you can just get it up there. If you want, you can cut that off as the thing grows, you know, start growing out all over the place, and you just start to hack it back like it's some kind of crazy shrub if you want, and they're still every bit as productive. So anyway, that's kind of the idea. That is not the tidiest example. You can also just tie the branches on themselves. So you have this long one here, it's kind of out of control. Leave yourself a little slack there, kind of a loose tie, and then I like to tidy them up some. So then that'll straighten up you know, as it grows. So with the cherry tomatoes, you know, you can be kind of informal and just tuck them in and leave them out and tie them on and, you know, create more horizontal supports. And I mean, really anything goes with a cherry tomato. Just do what you have to do to keep that thing in bounds as much as possible. And I mean, I think in no time at all, it's going to be 6.5 feet tall. So with this one right here, you know, we have this one that we didn't tuck in, and we can just go right on ahead and, you know, tie that loosely to one of these vertical supports. We're not really, you know, we're not really training it. We're just keeping it, you know, keeping it upright. So I did get a little rough with this one and broke some leaves, but, you know, like I say, that's, you know, that's going to be pretty good. So anyway, you just get that thing growing up, and that's not bad. Considering how out of control that was, you know, we can just, for example, do one more little thing here, and just kind of, you know, just try to keep it a little bit tidy. And that's going to be, you know, that's going to be great. You know, that's a very loose tie there. It won't slide down because you have this leaf here keeping it from going down. It will keep it from, you know, keep it upright on the tomato cage. So, you know, and we have these trusses of cherry tomatoes coming on here. That's just going to be a lot better. So I hope that made some sense. I let that get out of control a little bit, but you can see I brought it under control pretty quickly there. So the vertical grow tomato cage is equally as effective with slicing tomatoes and cherry tomatoes. See, we have another one here that's out of control. We can just tie that on to one of our vertical supports. And I think that's gonna keep it nice and tidy. So I think that's it. Again, I hope that made sense for growing cherry tomatoes with the vertical grow tomato cage, and that's all for now. Okay, it's been 24 hours since we tried to bring this cherry tomato under control, and as you can see, I haven't done anything to it, but it looks a lot better just by the fact that over the last 24 hours it's adjusted to the light and it's shifted, and so I just wanted to show you that it's looking good. It's a pretty handsome plant, and again, you know, it's just going to start growing out all over the place, and just trim it as needed to keep it under control. Again, with the cherry tomatoes, you know, anything goes. You know, just try to keep it from taking over your yard. But I just wanted to show you that from yesterday, you know, it's not a bad looking plant. So that's it, just a little update.
Hear that bluebird up in the tree. Hear him, what a song.